What's up guys, my name's Scott and welcome back to another episode of School of Sleights. The online tutorial we're going to teach you everything you need to know about learning how to become a card magician right from the very beginning all the way to the end. So in today's episode we're going to be learning what a lot of magicians think is a very crucial part of handling, and it's known as the thumb fan. Essentially it's being able to spread out your cards to look like in a fan, so your spectator is able to pick any card they want out of the deck, and it gives them a free selection of the cards. So the reason this is so important is because it really is just a nice flashy way to spread out your cards instead of just pushing them off the deck, or dribbling them isn't bad, but I find it's hard to keep control of your deck that way. So really just having a thumb fan gives a nice presentation to your audience. It shows them how fluent and in control of your deck you are. So first off, we need to learn how to hold the deck. So what we're going to do is, in this little L shape between your thumb and your index finger, once again, I'm always going with my left hand. If you guys hold the deck with your right, you're just going to do it in the opposite hand, so this L here. So you're going to take the deck, and you're going to place it in between this L bridge here. And you're going to place your thumb across the deck, so it's not right in the middle, it's not in the bottom, just a little bit above. And I find if you don't have a newer deck, I'd recommend getting a new deck for this practice, because if you have an old deck, it's just not going to spread well. Being honest, you need a nice new deck. I personally recommend Bicycle because they're very smooth, they're air cushion finished, they're great for doing this kind of stuff. So if you hold your deck correctly in your hand, I find if you put a little slant on your thumb, see how it goes down a little bit, it's not straight across or pointed up, that helps you just get the nice spread a lot easier. So now that we have down how to hold it, and you'll all develop different ways to hold your deck, it's all personalized. Everything you'll do in Magic, you'll develop your own feel for over time. So when you hold the deck, what you want to do is make sure your deck has a little slant on it, just like this. So it's a little bit of an incline. Don't make it too much, because then it's really hard to spread the cards, and it doesn't work at all. So just a little incline, you can push that with your thumb. You're going to put it in your hand just like this. I find you can hold with all four fingers here, but only the index and somewhat the middle finger is actually touching the cards. The other two are just kind of holding free down here. Now, it's called the thumb fan because what you're going to do is with your thumb, apply pressure across the deck and bring it up to make the fan. So what you're actually doing is you're applying pressure from the bottom of the deck, moving up to the top as you spread through. And this is just going to be about a lot of practice with pressure and learning how much pressure for you it takes to evenly spread out the deck. This usually takes a couple weeks, if not more, to really learn your personal comfort as to what you should do for your pressure. For me, I think it took like 3 or 4 weeks, but eventually I learned this is the amount of pressure I need to exert to get that nice even fan every time. So what you're going to do is, if you go too hard, you'll find it doesn't look that great. There's still some cards clumped at the top. If you go too slow, it's even more noticeable. You notice the end, look at that. It just looks like crap, right? And there's a lot of cards here built up that haven't been spread out. So what we want to do is, it has to be nice and even, not too fast, not too slow, but a steady pace the whole time. So from here you spread, nice and easy, steady, and up. So the way you're going to close the fan, and there's like 2 or 3 different ways, I'm just going to teach 2 right now though, it's the easy ones I guess. So when you're comfortable with spraying that fan out, and I promise you it's not going to look like this the first many times you do it, but eventually it'll get there, everyone's does. So when you have this fan, you can do one of 2 things that I'm going to show you. You can literally just take from the other side and push it closed in that circular motion with your hand, then your deck's pretty much all squared up. Or the second way is the one-handed close. And essentially what you're doing is you're taking your 2 fingers and you're just pulling them closed, just like that. So that'll be your ring and your pinky finger. So I'll show you from the back here. You're just using those to close up the deck, and it comes squared off. I find that one's personally nicer for presenting because it really looks to the audience. Like if I were to show you this from above, like show you our fan, all of a sudden it looks like it's closing without me really doing anything, except at the end when you can see my hand. So that's pretty much it for the fan. I know that was a little bit of a shorter tutorial, but it's just all about practice. Practice, 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 learn your pressures. And what I want you guys to do is leave me comments below and ask me questions about what you're finding difficult, what you're finding easy, how I can change up this teaching style especially. I don't know if this is good for you guys. If it's not, please, I'd love to hear your feedback. So one thing before we go, I'm actually going to show you what's called the giant fan. And we'll get into this later on. It's a little bit more advanced, but essentially it's the exact same motions as the fan, but as the name says, it's giant. So it has 2 cards out instead of 1. So that was kind of sloppy, but you can look up other videos of that on YouTube, and there are a lot of guys that explain that better than I can. Essentially using what's called a Faro shuffle. So if you look up Faro, I believe it's F-A-R-O or P-A-R-O. And yeah, so go look that up and you'll be able to learn how to do the giant fan. That's more so for the advanced card magicians. The beginners, I recommend just sticking to your thumb fan. Just stick to that, practice, 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 and that's what will get you through. So until next time, guys, please leave a like and rating and comment down below. I'll make sure to respond. Go like us on Facebook. I'm up on Twitter now. So yeah, I hope to hear from you soon, and please subscribe if you enjoy for more content. So without further ado, guys,